Hey everybody, welcome back to Transformations by Tiffany. I'm excited about this video. These are Christmas Q&As. So, I'm gonna move it down so you can see, I've got my favorite onesie on. My husband got me this. It's all warm and snuggly and perfect for Christmas. And I get to talk about my favorite parts of Christmas, so this video is going to be fun for me to make. So I have my notes. Let's get started. Okay, number one, what do you do on Christmas? Well, Christmas lasts for days in our family. It starts Christmas, well, no, not even Christmas Eve. It starts usually the weekend before Christmas with my dad, and we take our boys, and him and his wife have a Christmas get-together, and we just open gifts and have breakfast for dinner, because that's my tradition growing up with my dad, and we just have a good time. And then on Christmas Eve we go to my mom's and my husband's grandmother's house, and just have a good time getting to see everybody and opening gifts, and of course eating again. Christmas Day is, that morning is with our kids, and they see what Santa brought them. Of course now they're teens, so it's a little different, but they get to see what they got for Christmas, and we eat breakfast together, and then at lunch we go to my grandfather's, and we get to see all the cousins and aunts and uncles, and just have a good time there. And then that afternoon we go to my husband's mom's house, and he is the only child, so it's a smaller affair, so it's just us and her, and sometimes it's his aunt and uncle. They don't have children either, so my kids are spoiled rotten there, and we just have a good time. And then the day after Christmas, my whole life has been going to my grandmother's house, all of the aunts and uncles from that side and the cousins, and it's just a huge get-together and so much fun and a great way to wrap up Christmas. So our Christmas lasts for days, and I love it. Number two, do you go equal on the number of gifts or how much money you spend on your kids? That depends. You would think that because I have two boys and they are only a year apart that they would want similar stuff, but they are so different. So it just depends on what they ask for. We try to get them to always spend the same amount of money. And some years it ends up being the same amount of gifts, and some years it might be a little bit different. So if I had to pick one, I would say money. We try to make sure we spend the same amount of money, but we try to do both if any way possible. Do you make homemade gifts? I have. Yeah, I like crafting and making things, so usually those are for birthdays or something like that. But sure, I don't have any problem making or getting homemade gifts. Is there anything I hate about Christmas? Putting it all away. I think that's everybody's. Really, I'm not a big cook. I'm not a big cook, guys. Cooking is so hard for me. And that's the one part of Christmas that I truly dread. But thank God for Walmart. Okay. Budget for Christmas. How do we budget? I don't necessarily have a set budget. I mean, we kind of know. But what I do is well, I guess we do have a budget. We decide how much we're going to spend on people, and then I actually start in the summer. I start buying gifts as I find them. If I find something on sale, so we try to be done by the end of October, 1st of November. So that's just kind of how we do it. That's not that great of an answer, I know. Sorry. My earliest Christmas memory. My earliest Christmas memory, I was probably 5 or 6. My parents were still married, and I remember waking up, and we always had the Chipmunks Christmas. That was my favorite growing up. And we had that playing on the record player. That tells how old I am. And there were icicle lights hanging across the bar in the living room. And I remember the Christmas tree, and I got a TV for Christmas that year, and a little video game-like thing. It's not like video games now. I got a microphone that I could sing into because I was a singer. But that's the earliest memory I have. It was great. I just thought it was wonderful. I remember walking into the living room and just staring and smiling and just so excited. I didn't even know what to do. I was just taking it all in. And it was just fun. It's good memories. Next is, how do you not go overboard for gifts for your kids? Guys, that's tough. That is really, really tough. We kind of know what we're going to spend on each one. Something that somebody told me when my boys are babies, which has really stuck and helped, is a lot of times we buy what we want them to have and not necessarily what they want. So I try to think, is this something that they've asked for, or is it just something that I want to give them? And that helps with that. But I'm going to be honest, a lot of times either me or my husband, one, will throw in a little extra something. Sickness at Christmas. Guys, that's just going to be a part of it. One of my boys has had flu and was in the hospital on, I can't remember now if it was Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I'm pretty sure it was Christmas Day. I remember one year my husband and I both had the flu. He was getting over it. I had just gotten it. Thankfully, I had gotten on some medicine, but I still feel really bad. So, what do? I try to have as much done ahead of time as possible. And I try to make sure that the most important things get done that day. And if it doesn't get done, it just doesn't get done, and that's okay. So that's just how it works for us. My favorite part of Christmas, definitely watching my kids, without a doubt. Love watching my kids. Traditions that you would love to see passed down. Reading the Christmas story on Christmas Eve from the Bible, about Jesus' birth. I would like to see that one, because we need to remember what Christmas is truly about. One of my biggest memories was breakfast, getting up and having a huge breakfast in the morning on Christmas morning, because that was my dad's thing. We now do it for dinner when we meet with him, but I would like for that to be in there somewhere, even if that means me doing breakfast for dinner for my grandkids one day. That was just special to me. Good night. There's so many. I don't even know them all. The pickle prize, maybe, because that's fun. My kids talk about finding the pickle in the tree all year long. And matter of fact, they've asked me if I'm going to do that with the grandkids. So that will probably be passed down. Gift ideas for teens. Oh, them teens. What they want is super expensive. They no longer want toys, which are easy. So now that my kids are a little bit older, we try to make memories rather than possessions. So they'll get a couple of gifts, but one thing we started doing a few years back was we'll take them to the Wolf Lodge, the Great Wolf Lodge. If y'all don't know what that is, you need to check it out because it's a really neat place, and it's for all ages. It doesn't matter what age groups you have in your family, but that has actually grown, and other families, some of our friends have jumped on the bandwagon with us, and now we all go as a group, and so the kids get to play and the adults get to fellowship, and it's just a lot of fun and a lot of memories made. This year we're also taking a trip with another family after Christmas, which is part of our kids' Christmas, and so they'll get a few little things from us, but mostly we're taking trips. And then also another thing that my husband likes to do is gift cards to different places. We learned when our boys were small, one of them won a gift card to a restaurant, and he was so beyond proud. This little bitty guy had his gift card, and he was going to pay for his family's meal, and he still likes to talk about that. He was so proud. And so sometimes we'll get them a gift card to a restaurant. Sometimes we'll do gift cards to bowling. Again, that's making memories. If you live in North Carolina or South Carolina, there is an indoor rapids, like whitewater rapids place. Most teens would love that. There's just so many. Make memories. Find gifts that make memories. That's what I would suggest for teens. Favorite Christmas song? I know it, but what is it called? It's the one from Home Alone. I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas. Got it. That's one of my favorites. I just think that the song sounds neat, and I just like it. So I guess that's one of my favorite songs. But but growing up, it was definitely the Chipmunks, and I still really like to play the Chipmunks because it just brings back so many memories. So that's all the questions. I would love to hear your memories or traditions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're excited as I am for Christmas and for all that comes with it. I hope you have a good week. Purpose today. Like and subscribe. I would love for you to come back and see me again. And as always, have a good day. Bye, guys.